What would you do if I told you the pain you're avoiding right now could be the very thing that transforms your life? The discomfort you're running from, the struggle you're trying to escape, could be the key to becoming stronger, more resilient, more unstoppable than you ever imagined. But most people don't understand that. They see pain as a signal to stop, to quit, to retreat, and in doing so, they miss the greatest opportunity to grow. What if you could turn that pain into your power? What if instead of avoiding it, you embraced it with open arms, knowing it was shaping you into the person you were always meant to be? Pain is inevitable. It's not something you can avoid or wish away. Life will hit you. It will knock you down. And you'll have to face the harsh realities of the world, the challenges, the obstacles, the disappointments. But here's the truth. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is the teacher that forces you to grow. It's the pressure that turns coal into diamonds. Without it, there's no change, no breakthrough, no transformation. When you avoid pain, you avoid growth. When you fight against it, you fight against your own evolution. You can't become mentally unbreakable without first facing the things that try to break you. But here's where it gets powerful. When you embrace pain, when you step into it and face it head on, that's when the magic happens. That's when your mind starts to change. That's when you start to see the world differently. You stop seeing obstacles as threats and start seeing them as opportunities to sharpen your mind, to strengthen your will, to deepen your resolve. Imagine this for a moment. Every time life hits you hard, instead of shrinking back, you grow stronger. Every failure, every setback, every painful moment becomes the fuel that propels you forward. Every bruise, every scar, every tear is a badge of honor that proves you didn't back down. And when you build that kind of resilience, nothing can stop you. You become unstoppable, unbreakable, but it's not easy. Embracing pain takes courage. It takes a willingness to look fear in the face and move forward anyway. It requires strength you might not even know you have yet. And yes, it will feel uncomfortable, but every time you face pain, you rewire your mind. You teach yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. You prove to yourself that you are bigger than your fears, stronger than your doubts, tougher than your challenges. So why should you stay with me and listen to every word? Because this truth will change the way you approach life. It will change the way you approach your goals, your dreams, your future. If you can embrace pain, if you can learn to move through it instead of running from it, you unlock a power inside you that most people will never know. And that power will carry you through everything, through every struggle, every challenge, every moment of uncertainty. You're about to learn something that will rewire your entire mindset, change how you see every obstacle, and turn you into the kind of person who can face anything life throws your way. Stay with me. This is the first step in becoming mentally unbreakable. Now, think about this for a second. What if everything you've ever wanted in life was on the other side of your focus? What if your success, your peace, your growth was never about luck or chance, but about where you chose to direct your energy? Most people fail not because they're not capable, but because they don't truly understand the power of their focus. They allow their minds to wander, to drift, to get caught in distractions. And in doing so, they lose sight of what really matters. The truth is, where your attention goes, your life follows. If you want to rewire your mind, if you want to become mentally unbreakable, you must first master the art of focus. You see, your mind is a battlefield. Every single day, it's bombarded by endless distractions, negativity, doubts, fears, insecurities. The world around you is designed to pull your attention in a million different directions. Social media, the news, other people's opinions. They all want a piece of your mental energy. And the more you allow your focus to be scattered, the more you lose control of your life. But what if you could take back that control? What if you could channel your energy toward what truly matters? Toward your goals, your dreams, your deepest desires? When you learn to focus, when you stop letting the noise of the world distract you, you become unstoppable. It's like turning the volume down on everything that doesn't serve you and tuning in to the frequency of success. Every moment you spend distracted, you rob yourself of the chance to move closer to the life you want. You rob yourself of the opportunity to grow, to evolve, to become the person you know deep down you can be. Focus isn't just about getting things done. It's about aligning your mind, your body, and your soul toward your vision. It's about seeing the end goal clearly and refusing to let anything get in your way. But here's the real secret. Focus is a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. And just like with any muscle, you have to train it. It's not easy. Your mind will resist. It will try to wander. It will bring up old habits, old distractions. But every time you bring yourself back to your purpose, every time you refocus, you're strengthening that muscle. Over time, the distractions will lose their power, the doubts will quiet down, and what will remain is an unwavering sense of clarity, a laser-sharp focus on your goals. And once you have that, once you've locked in on your purpose, there's nothing that can stop you. Imagine waking up every single day with the kind of focus that pushes you toward greatness. No more wasted time, no more energy spent on things that don't matter. You'll start making decisions with precision, acting with intention, and moving with the kind of certainty that most people will never know. And as you sharpen that focus, something amazing happens. The world around you starts to bend toward your vision. Doors open, opportunities appear, and your life begins to reflect the clarity of your mind. But focus isn't just about achieving your goals. It's also about protecting your peace. When you can focus, you stop being at the mercy of your emotions, your fears, your insecurities. Instead of letting life's chaos pull you in different directions, you become the calm in the storm. No matter what happens around you, you stay grounded, you stay centered, you stay committed, because you know that the real power in life comes from within. When you can focus, you're not just controlling your actions, you're controlling your mind. And when you control your mind, you control your life. So ask yourself, what would you do if you had that kind of power? What could you accomplish if you could direct your focus with laser-like precision? If you could tune out the distractions and focus only on what truly matters? The answer is simple: anything. And that's the gift focus will give you. It's the ability to move through life with purpose, to take action with conviction, and to create a future that aligns with your deepest desires. This is the power of a focused mind. And once you master it, nothing can stand in your way. Imagine for a moment you wake up every day with one single focus: action. No more waiting for the right time. No more putting things off. No more letting fear or doubt steal your momentum. Every step you take, every decision you make is propelled by the power of execution. Because that's the one thing separating those who make it from those who don't. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's action. It's the ability to move even when you don't feel ready, even when the path seems unclear. When you choose action, you change the trajectory of your life. Too many people spend their lives stuck in the planning phase. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, the perfect circumstances. But here's the cold, hard truth: there is no perfect moment. The longer you wait, the longer you delay the life you want. Every day spent thinking, pondering, doubting is a day wasted. And the cost of that is high, because while you're waiting, others are moving, others are acting, others are progressing. The time you waste thinking about what could be could have already been spent building what you desire. But here's the beauty of it. You don't need to know everything before you take that first step. You don't need to have all the answers. Action doesn't require certainty, it requires courage. You don't need the whole map. You just need to take the next step. Even if the path ahead is unclear, the more you move, the more the path reveals itself. The more you take action, the more momentum you build, and that momentum will carry you further than any amount of planning or preparation ever could. Every single small step you take, every bit of progress you make, rewires your mind. It teaches you that action is the antidote to fear. It teaches you that even in the face of uncertainty, you are capable. When you start acting, you send a powerful message to your subconscious mind. I trust myself. I believe in my ability to move, even when the road is tough. I am worthy of success. Your mind will fight you, though. It will tell you you're not ready, you don't know enough, you don't have the resources, you're not good enough. But the truth is, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is that you take action. The moment you start moving, your fears shrink. They lose their power over you. You stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what if I succeed? There is no substitute for action. Action is where the real magic happens. It's where the transformation begins. Each action you take, no matter how small, strengthens your mental resolve. It shows you that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. And when you face the challenges that come with each action you take, you learn to adapt, to evolve, and to grow. Action builds your confidence. It makes you stronger. It makes you unbreakable. But you can't just act once and expect everything to change. You need consistency. You need to show up day after day, even when the results aren't immediate. The world doesn't change overnight. Transformation takes time and it takes effort. But when you commit to taking action every single day, no matter what, you will look back one day and realize that everything you've been working for has been quietly, steadily building towards something massive. And when you reach that moment, you'll realize it was the action you took, not the thinking, not the waiting, that got you there. If you want to become mentally unbreakable, it's simple. Stop waiting, stop doubting, stop planning endlessly, start doing, start moving, because nothing at all will ever change until you do. So take that first step, take that next step, and keep moving forward, because with every action, you become stronger. With every action, you become the person you were always meant to be. And once you begin to act, nothing can stand in your way. The hardest part of growth isn't the obstacles. It's not the setbacks, the failures, or the disappointments. The hardest part is the consistency, the part where you must show up every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you can't see the results yet, even when you feel like your efforts are going unnoticed, like you're running in place. It's the moment you choose to continue, even when your mind tells you to stop. And this is where most people fail. They don't see the power in the small, consistent actions. They want instant results. They want quick fixes. And when that doesn't come, they quit. But here's the truth. The small steps you take today, the daily habits you build, are the ones that will carry you to the finish line. And when you commit to consistency, you create something powerful: trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in the process. Trust that every small step is building something bigger than you can see right now. You can't expect to transform overnight. Growth isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And in the middle of that marathon, when you feel the most exhausted, the most discouraged, is when you need to dig deep, because that's when the real strength emerges. It's not in the easy days, it's in the days when you're tempted to give up, to stop trying, to let go of your dreams. The people who succeed are the ones who keep going, even when it feels impossible. They keep showing up day after day, even when there's no instant reward. And when you commit to that, when you make consistency your foundation, you begin to trust that everything you're doing, no matter how small it seems, is adding up. Every time you show up, you prove to yourself that you can. You prove to yourself that you're worthy of your goals, worthy of the success you're building. You don't need immediate results to know you're on the right path. You don't need to see a finished picture to know you're painting something beautiful. Consistency gives you something far more valuable than instant success. It gives you the confidence to keep moving forward. When you trust the process, even when it's hard, you start to build momentum that cannot be broken. And that's where the magic lies. Momentum is what turns the impossible into the possible. Momentum is what carries you through the days of doubt, the nights of struggle, and the moments of fear. The key to consistency is not motivation, it's discipline. It's choosing to do the work, even when you don't feel like it. It's choosing to push through, even when the path is unclear. Every time you act, even when the result isn't immediate, you build momentum. And that momentum, bit by bit, starts to snowball. One step leads to another, and before you know it, you've gone further than you ever thought possible. Consistency doesn't ask for perfection. It doesn't ask for flawless execution. It only asks that you don't give up. You might not always feel motivated, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that you show up, even when you don't see the results, even when the progress seems too slow. It's in the daily grind, in the routine, in the quiet moments of effort where true transformation happens. And when you commit to that, when you trust in the process and keep moving, you begin to realize something incredible. Your success is inevitable. Because success isn't the result of one big moment. It's the culmination of countless small moments day after day where you refuse to quit. That's where greatness is built. That's where you become mentally unbreakable. The truth is, most people never reach their full potential because they never embrace discomfort. They never step outside their comfort zone and push their limits. Instead, they stay in the safe, familiar space, avoiding the pain that growth demands. But growth doesn't come from comfort. It never has. It never will. Growth comes from the moments that challenge you, that push you to your breaking point and beyond. And the more you resist that discomfort, the more you hold yourself back from becoming the person you were meant to be. Every single time you choose to embrace the discomfort, you are rewiring your mind. You are telling yourself, I can handle this. I am stronger than my fears. I am capable of more than I realize. Every time you step into discomfort, you stretch your limits and redefine what you believe is possible for yourself. The uncomfortable moments are the ones that build your mental strength. The challenges are the ones that teach you resilience. You don't grow in the easy moments, you grow in the difficult ones. But it's not just about pushing through, it's about learning to love the struggle. The world doesn't reward the person who avoids discomfort, it rewards the person who faces it head on. It's the person who doesn't back down, even when the odds are stacked against them. It's the person who chooses to grow, even when the pain feels too much to bear. The greatest victories aren't won in the absence of struggle, they're won in the face of it. And when you start to see discomfort as a tool for growth, it loses its power to scare you. Instead, it becomes a signal that you are on the right path. No one ever achieved greatness without enduring hardship. No one ever became mentally unbreakable without facing the trials that tested their strength, their will, their very sense of self. It's in the fire that the steel is forged. It's in the struggle that you become stronger. When you embrace discomfort, you make yourself untouchable. You become the person who keeps going when everyone else quits. You become the person who keeps fighting when everyone else surrenders. The most successful people in the world didn't take the easy road. They walked through the pain, through the doubt, through the uncertainty. And when they came out on the other side, they were stronger, sharper, and more resilient than they could have ever imagined. They didn't let discomfort define them. They defined it. They saw it as an opportunity, not a threat. And by doing so, they unlocked their true potential. This is the mindset that will transform your life. It's not about avoiding discomfort or seeking comfort. It's about learning to face it with courage, to step into it with confidence, knowing that it's shaping you into the person you're meant to become. Every time you choose to lean into the discomfort, you are choosing to step closer to your greatness. Every time you push through, you are building the mental fortitude that will make you unbreakable. So the question becomes, what will you do when discomfort shows up in your life? Will you run from it, or will you step into it knowing that on the other side lies your transformation? The choice is yours. You can either remain in the safety of your comfort zone, or you can embrace the discomfort and rise to new heights. The path to becoming mentally unbreakable is not easy, but it is the path that will give you the power to face anything, to endure anything, and to achieve everything you've ever dreamed of. And it starts with you. It starts with your willingness to embrace discomfort. There's a belief that most people live by, the idea that happiness, success, and peace are things you find in the future, something that comes when the right conditions are finally met. But that's a lie. The truth is, happiness, success, and peace are not destinations. They are choices. They are decisions you make in this moment, right now. You have the power to choose your mindset, to decide how you want to perceive the world, and that choice is everything. The most powerful people on this planet are the ones who don't wait for happiness to come to them. They choose it. They decide to create it, regardless of their circumstances. And once you learn to make that choice, you unlock a power that transforms your entire life. This isn't just about positive thinking. It's about shifting the way you view the world, the way you view yourself. Your mind is either your greatest ally or your worst enemy, and it's up to you which one it becomes. The people who are mentally unbreakable are the ones who know that no external circumstance has the power to control their internal state. They understand that they can't always control what happens to them, but they can always control how they respond. They decide to focus on the good, the lessons, the opportunities, even in the face of struggle. They choose gratitude, even when everything seems to be falling apart. This shift in perspective is the foundation of true mental strength. It's not about waiting for life to be perfect. It's about finding peace in the imperfect. It's about recognizing that the challenges you face are not obstacles, they are opportunities. Opportunities to grow, to become stronger, to learn, to evolve. Every setback is a lesson. Every failure is a stepping stone. Every difficult moment is preparing you for something greater. When you adopt this mindset, nothing can hold you back. Nothing can steal your peace, because you know that no matter what comes your way, you have the power to choose how you respond. Think about it. How many times have you let your circumstances dictate your emotions? How many times have you allowed a bad situation to steal your peace, your joy, your sense of self? The power to break free from this cycle lies within you. It's about choosing not to be a victim of your circumstances, but a master of your mind. It's about choosing to rise above the noise, to stay grounded in your inner strength, and to keep moving forward no matter what. This is what makes you mentally unbreakable. It's not the absence of struggle, it's your ability to thrive in the midst of it. When you stop waiting for life to hand you the perfect conditions and start choosing happiness in the here and now, you create a life of power, a life where your peace, your happiness, and your success are not dependent on external forces, but on the strength of your own mindset. And this is the foundation of true mental strength, choosing peace, choosing positivity, and choosing to keep moving forward no matter what life throws at you. The choice is yours. You can choose to let the world dictate how you feel, how you act, how you think, or you can take control. You can choose to be the master of your mind, to build a mindset that can withstand anything, to cultivate a life that is grounded in strength and resilience. You have the power to decide who you want to become. And when you make that decision, everything changes. You stop being at the mercy of your circumstances and start creating the life you truly deserve. Every day, you have a choice to be controlled by your emotions or to take charge of them. The truth is, most people let their emotions run their lives. They let fear dictate their actions. They let anger fuel their decisions. They let doubt paralyze them from taking action. But here's the thing, emotions are not your enemy. They are powerful signals, messengers guiding you toward growth and understanding. The problem isn't that you feel fear, sadness, or anger. The problem is when you let those emotions control you instead of using them as tools to fuel your strength. Mentally unbreakable people don't suppress their emotions. They master them. They know that emotions are part of the human experience, but they refuse to be slaves to them. They acknowledge fear, but they don't let it stop them. They feel doubt, but they don't let it define them. Instead, they use every emotion as fuel. Fear becomes the courage to move forward. Anger becomes the energy to break through barriers. Sadness becomes the compassion to learn, to grow. The most powerful people in the world aren't the ones who never feel fear, they're the ones who move through it. They understand that emotions are temporary, but the impact of their actions lasts forever. The moment you stop being controlled by how you feel is the moment you take full control of your life. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop waiting for your emotions to align with your actions. You simply take the next step, no matter how you feel, because you know that your actions are what will define your future, not the emotions that are temporary in the grand scheme of things. This isn't about denying what you feel. It's about choosing not to be ruled by it. It's about building the mental strength to acknowledge your emotions, process them, and then take action anyway. It's about developing emotional intelligence, understanding that every emotion has a purpose, and that you have the power to control how it affects you. Emotional mastery doesn't mean you're unaffected by what happens in your life. It means that you've developed the strength to rise above the emotional storms, to stand firm no matter how intense the winds may blow. This is where true resilience is born. It's not in the absence of emotions, but in the ability to face them head on and move forward anyway. It's in the choice to take one more step, even when you're scared. It's in the decision to keep going, even when your heart feels heavy. The most resilient people aren't the ones who've had the easiest lives. They're the ones who faced the hardest battles and kept fighting. And they do this by mastering their emotions, by using their feelings as fuel for their determination, instead of letting those feelings consume them. If you want to become mentally unbreakable, it's time to stop being a passive observer of your emotions and start being the active participant in your life. It's time to stop waiting for circumstances to change, for your feelings to settle down, for everything to align perfectly. The truth is, things will never be perfect. Life will always throw challenges your way. But that's where the strength lies, in your ability to face each challenge with a calm mind and a determined heart, in your ability to control how you respond, regardless of the emotional waves crashing around you. When you master your emotions, you free yourself from the chains that hold so many others back. You stop being the victim of your feelings and become the hero of your own story. You start creating the life you want, one empowered decision at a time. You stop waiting for the right moment or the perfect feeling. You just take action. Because you know that you are stronger than any emotion that tries to control you. And when you start to realize that, when you start to feel that power deep within, that's when you begin to see how mentally unbreakable you can truly become. There's a force within you that you haven't fully tapped into yet, a power that lies dormant waiting for you to awaken it. This power doesn't come from external sources. It's not something you need to search for or chase. It's the power of your will, the power of your determination, and the power of your ability to decide, no matter the circumstances, that you will never give up. This is the power that separates the ones who achieve greatness from those who settle for mediocrity. The ones who succeed are the ones who choose to keep going when the road gets tough, when the obstacles seem insurmountable, and when everyone else has given up. They tap into their inner strength and refuse to back down, no matter what. You have this power too, but it will never show up until you make the conscious decision to step into it. Too many people go through life waiting for things to get easier, for the challenges to disappear, or for someone to give them permission to be great. But here's the reality. Greatness is earned through perseverance. It's earned through grit. It's earned through the willingness to keep going when your body aches, when your mind doubts, and when the world tells you to quit. The people who achieve what others can only dream of don't have some magical advantage. They simply refuse to quit. The power to become mentally unbreakable is within your control. It's not about waiting for the perfect conditions. It's about learning to thrive in the chaos. The people who succeed don't have fewer challenges. They face them head on. They don't let setbacks define them. They let them refine them. Every time they fall, they get back up stronger, more determined, and more focused than before. And when you make that same commitment, when you choose to get back up every time life knocks you down, you'll start to see something incredible, a version of you that is unrecognizable, a version of you that doesn't run from challenges but embraces them, a version of you that is mentally unbreakable. But this mindset isn't something that just happens. It's built through the little choices you make every single day. It's built in the quiet moments when no one is watching, when you choose discipline over comfort, when you choose consistency over shortcuts. It's built in the small, seemingly insignificant actions that add up over time. Every time you push yourself, every time you refuse to give in to the easy way out, you are forging a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. And this version of you, the one who never gives up, the one who keeps fighting, will find the strength to overcome anything. You see, mental strength doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from being persistent. It comes from learning how to move forward despite the fear, despite the doubts, despite the uncertainty. It comes from building the habit of never quitting, no matter how many times you fall. The more you practice this, the more you condition your mind to be unstoppable. You begin to realize that the only way you can truly fail is if you stop trying. And so you keep going, you keep fighting, you keep pushing forward because you know that with every step you take, you're getting closer to the person you are meant to be. You are stronger than you think. Your mind is more powerful than you realize. But to tap into that power, you must first believe in it. You must first decide that you will not let fear, doubt, or failure stop you. You must choose to be relentless, to never give up, no matter how hard it gets. Because when you make that choice, when you decide that no matter what, you will never quit, you unlock an inner strength that nothing can take away from you. And that's the power of becoming mentally unbreakable. It's in the choice to keep going no matter what. It's in the strength to rise every time you fall. And it's in the unwavering belief that you are capable of achieving everything you set your mind to. You have within you a mind that can accomplish extraordinary things. The question is, are you willing to unlock its full potential? So many people spend their lives living beneath their own capabilities because they settle for the version of themselves they've always known. But the greatest truth about your mind is that it is malleable. It is not fixed. You can shape it, train it, and transform it into something greater than you ever thought possible, but only if you're willing to do the work. Most people believe that their circumstances define who they are. They believe that the conditions of their life, their past, and their environment are what limit them. But the truth is, those things do not define you. They only provide a backdrop. What defines you is the way you respond. What defines you is how you decide to think, act, and show up every single day. And when you choose to take responsibility for your thoughts and actions, when you choose to shift your mindset and believe that you can break through any barrier, that's when you begin to rewrite your story. Mental strength is not about being immune to failure. It's about how you respond to it. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not the number of failures they experience, but how they handle those failures. Every time you fall, you have a choice. You can let it defeat you, or you can choose to learn from it, get back up, and keep moving forward. It's in this process of failing and getting back up that you build true mental strength. Every time you refuse to let a setback stop you, you reinforce your belief that nothing can break you. And when you make that choice consistently, you transform your mind into a weapon of unstoppable power. Success isn't about avoiding failure. It's about understanding that failure is a necessary part of the journey. The most successful people in the world aren't the ones who have never failed. They're the ones who understand that failure is simply a stepping stone towards success. They know that every failure is a lesson. Every mistake is a chance to grow, to adapt, to improve. And that's what separates those who succeed from those who give up. Those who succeed have a mindset that refuses to be defeated. They see every obstacle as an opportunity to rise stronger. They know that nothing worth achieving comes without sacrifice, without struggle, without moments of doubt. But they also know that those moments are fleeting. The only thing that lasts is the decision to keep moving forward. If you're willing to push through the pain, to rise every time you fall, you will build a mental fortitude that is unshakable. The key is consistency. It's not about doing something once and expecting results. It's about showing up day after day, putting in the effort, and trusting the process. When you choose to show up for yourself every single day, no matter how you feel, no matter the challenges you face, you create momentum. And momentum is the force that turns the impossible into the possible. Every action you take, no matter how small, builds on the one before it. And with each small victory, your belief in yourself grows stronger. The person you want to become is already inside you. The strength, the resilience, the power, it's all there. But you have to decide to nurture it. You have to decide to build it. You have to choose to confront your fears, your doubts, your limitations, and push through them. Because when you do, there is nothing that can stop you. No failure, no setback, no obstacle will ever be able to stand in your way. You are capable of far more than you realize. And once you step into your full potential, you will see that nothing is impossible. You will become mentally unbreakable. The moment you stop fearing the unknown is the moment you start truly living. The fear of failure, of being judged, of making mistakes, it holds so many people back from even attempting to reach their full potential. But the reality is, fear is not something to avoid, it's something to embrace. Fear is the signal that you are stepping into new territory, that you are on the brink of growth. The only people who don't experience fear are those who choose to stay in their comfort zones. But the people who push beyond those limits, who face the unknown head on, are the ones who transform their lives. Fear is a powerful force, but it is also an illusion. It exists in our minds, and it's fueled by our thoughts. The most successful people are not immune to fear. They simply refuse to let it control them. They feel fear, but they act in spite of it. They choose courage over comfort. They choose to take that step, to face that challenge, even when every part of their being wants to turn back. And this is the key. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward despite it. The more you move through fear, the more you train your mind to see it as an ally instead of an enemy. You begin to realize that fear is not a sign to stop. It's a sign to go. Every time you face fear and push through it, you break through a barrier that holds you back. You shatter the illusion that fear is something to be afraid of. You prove to yourself that fear has no power over you. And the more you do this, the stronger you become. Your mind becomes conditioned to act in the face of fear. It no longer stops you, it fuels you. Fear becomes your motivator, your ally in the pursuit of greatness. It's time to stop waiting for fear to disappear before you take action. The truth is, it never will. Fear will always be a part of your journey, but you can choose to let it control you, or you can choose to rise above it. You can choose to step forward, to take that first step, no matter how uncertain or uncomfortable it may feel. Because every step you take in the face of fear is a step closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. When you begin to embrace fear, you unlock an immense power within yourself. You become fearless, not because you no longer feel fear, but because you refuse to be stopped by it. You begin to live on your own terms, no longer held back by the opinions of others or the possibility of failure. You begin to take risks, to challenge yourself in ways you never thought possible. And this is when transformation happens. This is when your mind begins to shift from one of limitation to one of infinite possibility. When fear no longer has a hold over you, you begin to create the life you've always wanted. Every day presents an opportunity to face fear. Every challenge, every uncomfortable situation, every moment of uncertainty is a chance to grow stronger. When you start to view fear as a catalyst for growth instead of a roadblock, you take your power back. You stop seeing fear as something to avoid and start seeing it as a sign that you are on the right path. You are on the path to greatness, and the more you walk that path, the more unstoppable you become. Fear is not the enemy. The real enemy is the refusal to act, the refusal to take that first step. But when you choose to move forward, when you choose to face your fears head on, you become mentally unbreakable. You become a force of nature, unstoppable, unshakable, and capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. So face your fears, embrace them, and let them propel you to a life beyond your wildest dreams. The truth is, most people never truly realize their potential because they're afraid of the work it takes to unlock it. They want the rewards, the success, the transformation, but they're unwilling to do what it takes to earn it. They want the results without the sacrifice, but that's not how the world works. The life you dream of doesn't come without effort. It doesn't come without discomfort, and it certainly doesn't come without an unwavering commitment to yourself. You must be willing to go through the fire, to face the hard days, the long hours, the moments of doubt, and you must keep going when others would quit. Mental toughness is about embracing the grind. It's about knowing that the road to greatness is not a straight line. It's full of obstacles, setbacks, and detours. It's about understanding that you'll face challenges you never saw coming, that you'll experience pain and frustration that will test your limits. But this is where most people falter. This is where they give up. This is where they throw in the towel and tell themselves it's not worth it. They stop the moment it gets hard, not realizing that the moment they decide to push through the struggle is the moment they're actually building the resilience that will carry them forward. The discomfort you feel when you push yourself beyond your limits is the very thing that's making you stronger. Every sacrifice you make, every moment you spend working when others are resting, every hour you devote to your goals when it seems like nothing is changing. That's where the transformation happens. It's in the moments when you feel like quitting, when you feel like you can't go any further, that the real growth happens. The journey toward mental toughness is not easy, but it is worth it. And when you start to realize that, when you begin to embrace the grind instead of running from it, you start to unlock a power within you that you never knew existed. You see, the most successful people in the world aren't the ones who have it easy. They're the ones who are willing to do the hard work. They've learned to love the process. They understand that the pain they feel today is a stepping stone toward the life they want tomorrow. And when you shift your mindset to see the hard work as the reward, instead of the thing that holds you back, you change the entire game. Every time you step into discomfort, you are expanding your capacity. You are training your mind to handle adversity. You are conditioning yourself to become more than you were yesterday, and the more you practice this, the more mentally unbreakable you become. You stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks. You start seeing them as opportunities to prove to yourself how strong you truly are. Every challenge is no longer a reason to quit. It's a reason to rise. It's easy to want to avoid the hard work, to wish that things could be easier. But the truth is, the difficulty is what makes success so rewarding. The struggle is the crucible where champions are forged. Without it, there's no growth, no transformation, no sense of accomplishment. The greatest achievements come not from the absence of hardship, but from the strength gained in the face of it. And the more you embrace this, the more unstoppable you become. If you want to be mentally unbreakable, you must stop avoiding the work. You must stop hoping for an easier path. You must start craving the challenge, the growth, the transformation that comes with putting in the effort. Because in the end, it's not about the destination. It's about who you become in the process. And when you commit to that process, when you refuse to back down from the grind, you step into a version of yourself that is not just strong, but invincible. You build a mind that is unshakable, a spirit that cannot be broken, and a life that reflects your unwavering commitment to your own greatness. What separates the dreamers from the achievers is the ability to take relentless action. Too many people live in the world of possibility, constantly dreaming, constantly planning, but never truly committing to the doing. They have goals, they have visions, but they never back them up with real action. They tell themselves that someday they'll start, but someday never comes. And that's the tragic reality for so many people. They wait for the perfect moment, for the right circumstances, for things to fall into place. They think that one day it will be easy, but it won't. The truth is, success doesn't happen by accident. It's not about waiting for the right time. It's about creating that time. Action is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Without it, your dreams remain nothing more than fantasies. No matter how clear your vision, no matter how powerful your desire, if you don't take consistent, focused action, you will never see results. It's in the action that momentum is created. It's in the action that you build the muscle of perseverance, the habit of consistency, and the drive to keep going even when everything inside you tells you to stop. And that's what separates those who achieve from those who never will. It's not about having all the answers or knowing exactly what's coming next. It's about making the decision to move forward, even when the path is unclear. You will never have all the information. You will never have all the tools, but you will have the power to start. And once you start, you'll begin to figure it out. The first step is always the hardest, but the more you take, the easier it gets. Every step you take toward your goals brings you closer to that version of yourself that you've always wanted to become. Every action, no matter how small, is progress. The power of action is that it changes you. It forces you to grow, to think, to evolve. It builds momentum in your life and in your mind. The more you take action, the more you become convinced that you are capable of achieving anything. And the less you take action, the more you reinforce the belief that you are powerless. Every time you procrastinate, every time you hesitate, you let doubt seep into your mind. You let fear take control, but every time you take action, no matter how uncertain you feel, you silence that doubt. You prove to yourself that you are strong enough, capable enough, and relentless enough to overcome any obstacle. Success isn't reserved for the lucky few. It's reserved for those who make the decision to act, who take the risks, who make the sacrifices, who show up day after day, even when they don't feel like it. It's for those who choose to keep moving forward, no matter how slow the progress seems. Because every step counts, every effort matters, and every action you take is building the foundation of your future. You don't need to know every step of the journey. You don't need to see the finish line right now. What you need is the courage to take the first step, and then the next one, and the next one after that. Every action, every move you make toward your goals strengthens the belief that you are on the right path. It reminds you that you are capable of greatness. The key is to keep moving, even when it feels hard, even when you don't see immediate results. The results will come. The key is not to wait for motivation to strike, but to create it through your actions. The most successful people in the world are not those with the grandest plans or the perfect strategies. They are the ones who simply refuse to stop. They act, they adapt, and they keep going. And the more you act, the stronger you'll become. The more you take consistent action, the closer you get to becoming the person you were meant to be. And when you realize this, When you realize that the power to transform your life is in your hands right now through your actions, you'll understand that nothing can stop you. There's a moment in every journey when you feel like everything is stacked against you, when the weight of the world seems too heavy to carry. It's in these moments that your true strength is tested. The easy path is always to give up, to walk away, to tell yourself that it's too much. But the path of the mentally unbreakable is different. They do not quit. They do not surrender. In their darkest moments, when the fight seems impossible, they dig deeper. They find that strength within themselves they never knew existed. They keep pushing forward because they understand something fundamental. Resilience is built through adversity. It's easy to be strong when everything is going well, when the sun is shining and the world feels like it's on your side. But the true test of your mental fortitude comes when things fall apart. It's when you're knocked down, when life throws its hardest punches, that you have to choose. Will you let these moments define you? Will you let the setbacks make you believe you're not strong enough? Or will you rise from the ashes stronger than before? Resilience doesn't come from never failing. It comes from getting up every time you fall. It comes from looking failure in the face and saying, I'm not done yet. When you push through hardship, when you persevere through the toughest days, you transform. Every obstacle becomes a building block for your mental toughness. Every challenge you overcome sharpens your mind, strengthens your will, and fuels your desire to keep moving forward. This is what it means to be unbreakable, to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep believing in yourself. No matter how impossible the road may seem, the world will test you. Life will throw obstacles in your way. People will doubt you. You will face failure after failure, disappointment after disappointment. But each of these moments is an opportunity to become stronger. Every time you refuse to quit, you build a foundation of resilience that nothing can break. You learn to trust yourself, to believe in your ability to overcome whatever comes your way. You develop a mindset that says, I am not afraid of hardship because hardship is where I grow. It's not about avoiding pain or discomfort, it's about embracing it. It's about understanding that every painful moment is an opportunity to strengthen your resolve, to fortify your mind, and to remind yourself that you are capable of more than you realize. When you embrace discomfort, when you confront your struggles head on instead of running from them, you become a force to be reckoned with. And that's what it takes to become mentally unbreakable, to stop seeing obstacles as threats and start seeing them as opportunities for growth. You will face moments of doubt, moments when you question if it's worth it, moments when you feel like throwing in the towel. But it's in those moments that you have the chance to prove to yourself that you are unstoppable. The people who succeed in life aren't the ones who never experience hardship. They're the ones who choose to keep going no matter what. They choose to stand up after every fall. They choose to push through every obstacle. And that's what makes them mentally unbreakable. Your strength isn't measured by how easily you succeed, but by how fiercely you fight when things get tough. It's measured by your ability to keep going when everyone else would quit. It's measured by the belief you have in yourself, even when the world doubts you. The more you face your challenges, the more you prove to yourself that you are stronger than any obstacle. You are capable of overcoming anything, becoming anything, and achieving anything. The only question left is, are you ready to fight for it? When you start pushing your limits, you'll discover something incredible. Your capacity for growth is limitless. What you think you can handle today is not even close to the full extent of what you're capable of tomorrow. The mind will tell you to stop when it reaches its comfort zone. It will convince you that you've done enough, that it's time to rest. But the truth is, it's in those moments of discomfort, when you feel like you're at your breaking point, that the real magic happens. That's where true mental strength is forged. When you stop listening to the voice that tells you to quit, you open yourself up to a version of you that you never knew existed. Every time you push through the limits you've set for yourself, you expand your boundaries. You prove to yourself that you are more powerful than the doubts, the fears, and the challenges that once held you back. And with every step forward, you get closer to becoming the person you were always meant to be. It's easy to forget this when things aren't going your way. It's easy to fall into the trap of self-pity, to feel like your dreams are too far out of reach, like success is reserved for the chosen few. But the reality is, success doesn't care about your circumstances. It doesn't care about your past. It cares about your commitment to keep going no matter what. It's the relentless pursuit of growth, the refusal to settle for anything less than your absolute best, that will change your life. And that kind of determination is built one day at a time. The key to mental toughness is the willingness to take responsibility for your life. It's the recognition that no one else is coming to save you. No one else is going to put in the work for you. Your dreams will not magically come true without your effort, without your sacrifice. But here's the incredible part. Once you take ownership of your journey, once you stop waiting for permission or for the perfect moment, you unlock a power within you that is unstoppable. When you embrace the fact that everything you need to achieve your goals is already within you, you step into your true potential. You stop waiting for external circumstances to change and start taking control of your destiny. This is where most people falter. They wait for the right time, for the stars to align, for everything to feel perfect. But life doesn't work like that. The perfect moment will never come. If you keep waiting for everything to be in order, you'll be waiting forever. The only time that truly matters is right now. Your power is in your hands today. Your opportunity is in the present. When you make the decision to take full ownership of your future, you become unstoppable. You stop seeing obstacles as reasons to quit and start seeing them as opportunities to grow stronger. The road to mental toughness is not about avoiding the struggle. It's about learning to thrive in it. The more you face hardship, the more resilient you become. Every challenge, every setback is an invitation to dig deeper, to find more strength, and to push further. It's in the struggle that you build character. It's in the discomfort that you discover the true depth of your potential. So don't shy away from the hard days. Embrace them, welcome them, and know that every moment of adversity is shaping you into someone who is mentally unbreakable. You are the architect of your own transformation. The power to change your life is not in some distant future or some external force. It's in your hands right now. Every choice you make, every step you take is a building block toward becoming the person you were always meant to be. And the moment you decide to take full responsibility for your future, to take action, and to push through the tough times, you set yourself on the path to greatness. No one can stop you. Not the world, not the challenges, not even the doubts you face. You are the one who decides how far you will go. And with that power in your hands, nothing can stand in your way. You've felt the struggle. You've been in those moments when it felt like giving up was the only option. But here's the truth. The strength you need to keep going is already inside of you. You just haven't unlocked it yet. The person you're meant to become, the one who conquers all obstacles, the one who is unbreakable, is already in the making. But it requires one thing, your decision to step into that power. The reason most people never reach their full potential is because they don't have the courage to face their fears, to stand up and fight when the world tells them to sit down. Fear is the number one enemy of growth. It holds you back from taking the first step, and it traps you in a cage of self-doubt. But here's what separates those who succeed from those who don't. Those who succeed know that fear is just a feeling, and it doesn't have to control their actions. They understand that fear doesn't go away. It has to be walked through. It has to be faced head-on, again and again, until it loses its power over you. The fear you feel is not an indication that you can't achieve your goals. It's an indication that you're pushing yourself to grow, to become someone greater. When you feel fear, it's a sign that you're on the verge of something incredible. The more you lean into that fear, the more you silence the voice inside your head that says, you can't do this. It's only by facing it head-on that you realize fear has no real power over you. The more you act in the face of fear, the more you realize it can't stop you. And every time you push through it, you build an unshakable belief in yourself. You see, the mentally unbreakable don't let fear dictate their choices. They act despite it. They make the decision that they will not be controlled by their emotions or their doubts. They recognize that every challenge, every uncomfortable moment is an opportunity to become stronger, to become someone who never quits. And it's this mindset that propels them forward, even when everything around them is crumbling. The road won't be easy. It's not supposed to be.